Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Stamping A to Z. I'm Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. Hopefully you're having a good week. Stamping A to Z is my how-to on all products. Today I decided to pull out, there's some really good deals on the last chance products that were released last week, I believe. They are while supplies last, so if any of them are on your list or you are just shopping for value and deals, or you have a limited budget and you want to stretch your supplies a little further, it's a great place to go and look. I'm going to be featuring a few different products that are currently on the last chance products list and that are discounted. When I flip you over, I am going to show you, I noticed there's a bunch of die sets that can totally be standalone dies. You don't need the stamp sets that are 50% off and more. Hi, Linda. Yes, I did forget to say, if you're watching, say hi. Let me know you're watching. I'd love to hear from you. What was I saying now? Lost track here. Last chance products. Make sure you go on the store, check them out. Yeah, let's just, I was gonna say, I did get my pre-order for the items from the new annual catalog. I will probably give you a sneak peek of those if I remember at the end of this. So if you stick around, I will show you kind of what I have, and maybe you can let me know if there's one specific stamp set, die, suite, whatever that you would like me to feature. I will probably start using it next week or the week after. I can't even remember where we are in the weeks, but yeah, if there's something you want to see out of that stuff, let me know, and I will try and use that in the next couple weeks anyways, and then I know kind of what people are looking for. All right, let's get turned around and get started here. Ooh, that's a heavy duty zoom in all of a sudden. Okay, let me just make sure I can pull this up so I can see comments. There we go. All right. Okay. Standalone dies. Oh, that's where I was at. Yes. Okay. So before I forget, I did pull out. So these ones are all die sets that are 50% off or more currently in the last chance items. So there's the Crafting with You dies. It's so super cute. It's got like the cutter, and this is totally a standalone. You do not, I can't even remember what the stamp set, I think it's just sentiments that goes with this. So that's one that you can use on its own. I did not write down the prices, but they are all 50% off or more. The ice cream swirl, this one is super fun. We used this in my monthly club last year. I think it was maybe June, and we did a flip card. You can actually make a card with the cone. Lots of possibilities there. Then we've got the Beauty of the Deep. So some of it cuts out the stamps, but there's always like the algae and stuff that you can use, and when it's discounted as much as it is, maybe it's worthwhile. This is the Hooray for Surprises dies, and they actually, I can't remember where we've used this, but they cut out so that they still stay in place, and then you can rip it and hide a message in behind. So that's a fun one. The Autumn Leaves, this is like one of my favorite for fall. Just the perfect leaves and the maple leaf if you're in Canada. And then your sentiment labels. This one is quite discounted. The Autumn Leaves dies. The Painted Lavender, again, these have great standalone sprigs and stuff that you can use. And then the hot air balloon, that one's obviously standalone. You can make some great cards with that. And the bright skies, which is all clouds and lightning, rain, so you can use that with anything. They are all heavily discounted, so if you don't have any of these and they were on your list, make sure you go take a look at them. All right, I will set these aside, and then we'll look at the new stuff to come after. So today I haven't done it regularly, but I kind of have decided, well, I don't know if I'll do it all the time, but today I picked out a color combo and I'm going to use it for all 3 cards. They all look very different, even though I'm using the same color combo. But that way I have a starting point and it makes it that little bit easier. I'm not coming up with a color combo for each of my cards. I don't know if it's easier or not. It has less stuff on my desk, so that's helpful. So I've got Bubble Bath, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, and Pebble Path, which I believe Pebble Path must be, no, I can't remember if it's on the retirement group of in colors going away. I haven't been very good at keeping up with like labeling all my stuff that's retiring. I should actually put it on my colors too, and then I would know. Anyways, those are the colors for today. The first card I'm gonna make is with the what's it called? Umbrella rainy days, I think. Umbrella Days. This was one of our online exclusive bundles. It is on the last chance items. I don't know if the stamp set is sold out or unavailable, but I couldn't find it when I was looking. It's the dies that are discounted. They're not hugely discounted. They're at 35 instead of 39. So if it's something on your list, but I don't think you can get, I'm not sure. I don't think you can get the stamp set. But the nice thing with this one, again, it has a lot of standalone dies. So you have your bushes, or you could use them as clouds. You have puddles, you have rain boots, you have little flowers, you have grass, you have the cute puppy dog. So I don't know if you could draw a puppy dog and cut him out, but you've got the shape. And he even has a little coat and boots to wear, you guys. Like, it is so super cute. And then this umbrella is self-contained with the umbrella handle. So you don't need the stamps for any of these. The only two is really these two with this. And you'll see I actually use this to create my umbrella. So you can use it without as well. And if you are good at drawing, you could always draw in a person. I don't think that is part of my talents, but hey, a lot of people can do it, and just not me. I know better. Okay, so first I took a piece of basic white and I used my blender brushes and I blended on Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. And then I cut out a bunch of umbrellas using the die. Now, when you cut these out with the die, you get, oh, sorry, let me take away these umbrella handles here. So I've already glued them on. So like I said, I cut out using the larger die, just a top part. Like I just used scraps of whites to do this, because when you cut out the umbrella with this single umbrella, you get the umbrella pieces. So not a solid umbrella. So you need to still put it together. I'll stick into my hands. All right, so I took 4 pieces of that, and then I took this, and the easiest way I found to do this is I just put glue onto my umbrella here. And then you can take either a pair of tweezers or your take a pick tool, and just, I like to use the glue because then you can move your pieces around a little bit if they aren't where you want them. And this way you don't get your hands, I don't know about you, but I always get my fingers full of glue and I don't love that. So I prefer to use something else to put them down, and then I don't get my hands full of glue. So then obviously you want it to dry, but I will, so it doesn't, you know, it's not a perfect fit. So then I just fussy cut around like so, and then I've got my umbrella. And then I want my umbrella stems. So all I need to do here is just put some adhesive. And if you want, you can cut the little topper off, because then you have the pebble path there instead. So I cut the little bobble, and then the umbrella handle is my top piece there. So I'm just gonna, it'll stick if I turn it the other way, and then you'll see what I'll do with that. So I made 5 of those. I like to do uneven numbers. Oops, I forgot to cut the top off. I like those, yeah, these colors are nice together. I love pink, and I do have a love for purples. So, you know, it was kind of a perfect combo. And it's been a little bit cloudy here, dreary, but it's spring, and so I just felt like something bright and cheery. This seemed like a good option. And then adding the pebble path just kind of, I don't know, grounds it maybe. All right, so then if you want to make sure these hold down, you can put, I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals anyways. So I'm just going to put a dimensional to hold kind of in the middle, and it'll hold this down. And then I'll use some, I guess I could use small ones there, but I'm running out of small ones also, so we'll just put a couple of these. It's no wonder I'm always out of dimensionals. Right, I can't believe it's already Easter weekend. We are postponing our Easter a week since my middle one will be home next week for a bit before he goes back to school. So I'm gonna wait for him to come home. All right, so then I'm gonna take this piece of bubble bath, and if you have the stamp set, or even if you had the, if you have the skies, I don't even know where I put them, the die with the clouds, the where is it? Bright skies. You could use the raindrops if you don't have a stamp, or there's many other stamp sets that do have some splatter or rain. You could even just splatter this, but I decided to take the rain from the stamp set, and I'm going to emboss it. So obviously you won't see it until I put the powder on. I can kind of see it. You want to make sure, so these drops have the, like a droplet on the bottom, so you want to make sure they're all facing the same direction. Okay, and then I'm going to take my white powder here. Try not to get my fingers all over it. Try not to scrape the blackboard too much. Make your hairs stand up. Mist piece there, and then a bit more here. Okay, I think I've got it all. And then I'm going to take this somewhere where I don't have powder, and we will heat it up. And you have a background of raindrops. I feel like we have a raindrop embossing folder. Hello, Yolande. Where did the time go? I know, right? Just kind of flies by. And I know we're supposed to have a craft date, and I was going to get a hold of you to try and book one this week, and then I ended up getting a bunch of appointments, which is good. I have to get them done, but it makes it hard to. Hopefully next week we can have a craft date. Or you could join we're doing Club Late this month. We moved it from this Thursday to next Thursday. I think I have an extra kit. I can't remember. Sorry, I'm off now. I just realized I'm drying it away. I'm so used to trying to avoid drying it on the table. I'm just drying it beside me, and you're like, oh, we're looking at nothing. Okay, so we've got our raindrops here, our raindrop background, and then it's just a matter of placing the umbrellas. However, let's see what our options are. Oh, I have 3 dark ones. I thought I had a lighter one. All right, well, why don't we put a dark one up here then? Maybe something in the middle. Well, that ends up light. Let's go a little bit higher then. Something like that. And then I would just glue them all down. I will show you the finished one, but before I do that, for the sentiment, I just took out of the stamp set, "You Are the Umbrella to My Rainy Days." I punched out a circle with my 1 3/4 inch punch. And I embossed it again with white embossing powder, and then I put it together, and voila, you have a cute umbrella card. Oh, wings. Yeah, they would make good wings. That's a good idea. Yeah, lots of possibilities. You could even use like the puddle as like a butterfly body if you want, and then this way as a wing. Very smart. All right, endless possibilities. So that is my card number 1. Using some last chance items. Let me move this out of the way. And we will go to card number 2. All right, for my second card, I am using, that's the other, so I think for the next 2 cards, I'm using some newer product. The last card has new product that you have not seen before unless you're a demonstrator. I believe all of this is now out. So this mini corrugated 3D embossing folder, I believe I've even used it last week or the week before. It is one of the newer products that is available to customers right now. It is in the online exclusives. I love this embossing folder. I was going to use there's a few embossing folders in the last chance products that are discounted, but I just really like this one. And then, so the country flowers, this whole bundle is discounted, but you have to remember that the bundles, I don't know why they do it this way, but the bundles are never discounted. So if you just click on the bundle, it is full price. But if you go and search for the stamp set and the dies separately, they're discounted. So let me see, I wrote it down somewhere. The country flowers, the stamp set is $26.40 instead of $33, and the dies are $43.20 instead of $48. So decent discount there. So it's $69.60 instead of $81 for the bundle, and this is a big die set, and it's nice that you can still get the stamp set to match. The other one that I was super sad to see that's on the last chance list is the Wanted to Say dies. I love these dies. I use them all the time. I wish they would come out with more sentiments and more of this type. But yeah, these are going. So if you don't have these, don't miss out on them. They're not hugely discounted, but they're $48.60 instead of $54. So you are saving a bit. And then I used the Everyday Arches, which is another online exclusive. So this one and this one are not retiring. These are still current product. These are the ones that are in the last chance that I'm going to use. All right. So I've got a piece of basic white, and I've got my flowers and my pot. I'm just going to stamp with Memento. I tried, I've learned my lesson. If you are wanting to no-line watercolor, or even color with markers, you could do it with, like I originally tried stamping it with bubble bath, so it's nice and light to get the no line look. But then I was using my blender, my blends. I can never remember the names of all these blends, Stampin' Blends. Because they're alcohol based and the ink is water based, it just, I mean, the line disappears, but then it looks like you have just a blob, like you have the outside shape and that's it. So I decided to go back because I didn't think I wanted the dark Memento for the flowers, but it actually looks really pretty. So that is kind of how I ended up getting to that point. So just if you're thinking you want the no line look, Either use the markers, which are water-based, and then it won't eat away the line so much, or you can watercolor to get that look if you want the no line look. And I'm just coming in with the darker one, give it a bit of shading in here. Then we'll do this one. I must not have let it dry enough because my memento is, this is really strange. I've never had this happen before. I don't know if you can see that. The memento is bleeding. I must have started too quick. I've never seen that before. Maybe my markers are more alcohol-y than usual. I don't know. It's very strange. Have you guys had that happen? Because I've never had my memento bleed. This is a first for me. Let's see if it bleeds on these other ones as it dries more. Doesn't seem to be bleeding. Oh, maybe a little bit. That is strange. Gotta say. The arches are, no, the arches are not on sale. It is a current newer product. It is not retiring, so it is not discounted. But I must say, we are due for, and I don't know, because at one point they seem to be doing it almost every few months, but normally it's not a regular thing, but they were doing quite a few, what do you call it? Why do I have gray granite out? Oh, I know why. Sorry. Free shipping is something that they do every so often, so you could keep your eye out for that, because free shipping is actually quite a savings. It's 11% now, I think. Used to be 10% of your purchase over $100. Up to 100, it's $11, I want to say, and then after that, it's 11% of your purchase. So it adds up. So when there's free shipping, if you have a larger order, but usually it's on orders over $100. So if your order is small, then it's not worth waiting for. If you have a larger order, then it might be might be worth waiting for. It is in the online exclusives though, so we haven't had online exclusives long enough to know how long. I think it depends how they're selling and how long they say. They don't have like a expiry date the way our catalog stuff, you know, like our catalogs have an end date. Now, not everything ends up retiring, but a lot of it does. But with the online exclusives, we don't really have a date that we know if it'll retire or not. So, but the everyday arches are a really good one to have. I really like them. And then actually you will see, if you stick around for the sneak peek of the new products in the new catalog, we have one that has like, it's not a whole set of ovals, but there's some ovals as well, which are pretty. Okay, so I'm really surprised. This one didn't, well, this one's bleeding. Like, you know what? I wonder what this paper is. It was a piece of scrap. I'm wondering if this is the thick cardstock instead of the basic white, and it has a different, like, I've never had things bleed like this. Strange. It must just be a different paper. I don't know. Maybe it's not a Stampin' Up paper. The Memento ink base, it is meant for alcohol. It is water-based. So this is the one that you're supposed to use with blends. I've always used it with blends and I've never had an issue. Never, never. That's why I'm thinking it's the paper. Because usually you use, am I doing that right? Yeah, usually you would use Stays On, which is the alcohol base with the water when you're watercoloring, right? And then Memento with the blends, yes. But yeah, I don't know. This is the first time this has happened. Anyways, then I will cut this out. I'm not gonna bore you and cut everything out. I will, well, I have my little mini. Let's see if it gets rid of the bleeding, if we can hide it. Probably should take these down doing two, but you know, I'm gonna live on the edge. Already got bleeding out here, so you know, can live. Oh, maybe not. This little one, I find it so much because it moves easier. It's not as stable as everything's just smaller. And then my big clunky hands makes it harder. So make my life easier. Why make my life hard? I can make it easier. Right, so, I mean, there's still the bleeding on the inside, but it doesn't really bother me that much. And then this kind of just looks like there's no white around it, but it looks like it's part of the pail. Isn't that pretty? All right, so we have that. And then I pre-embossed this with the mini corrugated. Now, I suggest that you wet your paper, either spritz it with water, or I just take a wipe and wipe it, just so it's a bit wet, because I find that it cracks with the way it bends it. So it's just easier if you wet it a little bit first before running it through. Just a tip. And then I've pre-cut two of the everyday arches, one with the Gorgeous Grape, one with Highland Heather. And I'm just stacking them all. But before I do my little one, I'm going to do some splatter with Gorgeous Grape. So it's Gorgeous Grape onto Highland Heather. So it shows up that little bit more. then I pre-cut the Celebrate from the Wanted to Say dies. And this one I put a piece of adhesive sheet on because they are quite small. So I don't love getting my glue on these small little, and I also find that when you peel it, it tends to keep the little pieces behind, so you don't have to try and poke them out. You can see it missed one, but one out of all of them is not so bad. And then you just have to stick it onto the white. And with Celebrate, there is a happy birthday, but I thought it would cover up too much. And with Celebrate, I find you could use it for many different occasions. It could be a birthday, it could be a congratulations, it could be really anything. And then to get this narrower part, I just cut strips out of my leftovers here. These ones, the minis, make the perfect strip pieces, I find. Seems to be what I use it for. And then you have your Celebrate. So, and I just realized I meant to put embellishments on these, and I forgot to grab, we had, and I don't know if it's still, I don't even know where my catalog is. Hang on, I do know where my catalog is. There was a purple set of embellishments. Oh, and I meant to try my microphone, and I forgot. I had time to test it today, and I didn't. Next week I'll have to remember to try again, now that I don't seem to be cutting in and out. The tape that I use to hold down the dies is, it's called, what's it called? Easy Tape, Crafter's Tape. It's non-sticky, but you could use like even just pieces of, what do you call it? Sticky notes. Same kind of stickiness. It doesn't tear your paper. I'm just trying to see if we, well, there's these purple ones that would work. But I had another set of purples that I was thinking of using, but I'll have to find these and add them. Or even the sequins that were part of Celebration. So anyways, this is the finished one. I did that flower purple, and then I decided it was too much purple, but I'm thinking I like the purple. I don't know, now it looks like it's too much pink. What do you guys think? I'm kind of liking this one better. It is a versatile sentiment, yeah. All right, so that's card number 2. Then we will move on to the third one, where, so one of my cards was purple, one of my cards was pink. Now we're just going for a total mix and match, pink and purple. All right, so for this one, let's see if you guys can pick out what is new out of this. But first, so the main star of the show is this Enduring Beauty set. Oh, and I just realized my stencils. Hang on. I just realized I washed my stencils and I didn't put them back, which would make it hard to do my card. All right, so this bundle comes with the stamp set, the dies, and the stencils. Now these ones are quite discounted. I think I calculated that to get all three would cost $44.20 versus $81 if they were full price. I couldn't find, they're not even offering the bundle anymore, so this must be unbundled, like from previous times. You like the purple flower. Yeah, I don't know what it is. They're both good. All right, so if you want just pieces in part, so the stamp set is $19.60 instead of $28. The masks are $10.20 instead of $17, which you can make beautiful flowers with just the stencils. You don't even need the stamps. You just don't get that outline. And then the dies are $14.40 instead of $36. So really good deal on this one. All right, I'm gonna stamp the outline first. I could do it without an outline to show you. Do you want to see what it looks like without the outline? Should we try it? I don't know if this one is as good. Some of them are very, well, let's try. I could always stamp it after if need be. Let's try and see. Okay, we don't need that. I'm going to use this sticky mat here. Okay, just so it holds down my stuff. And then, which one? Oh, that's that. So I need this piece. Okay. I think this piece might be too big for my stencils. Oh, maybe not. All right. Let's go with that. I'm going to line it up in the corner here so I know where to put it every time. And actually you'll see it's pretty easy to know where to put it without using, you can also make a mark if you want to make a mark. And then I'm going to take my lightest color, which is the Highland Heather. You can use one color doing this and just kind of put layers to get darker and darker. But in this case, I'm going to use and I'm just going to lightly give it a nice light with the Highland Heather. And then maybe I'll stick to the Highland Heather actually, and then I'll use the Gorgeous Grape just for the center, because there's 3 stencils for the flowers. So for the second one, still use this one. It should be, so you can see you want to keep it within the, oops, that's not quite right. Not quite right. There we go. And that holds it down, and then we'll come in with our Highland Heather. And because it's a second coat, it'll just be that little bit darker. Now you can keep going over it darker and darker depending how dark you want it. I want it darker but not crazy dark, and then you can check and see. Like, yeah, I'm happy with that. And then we can do the centers here. So we want that line up there. And that one we'll use with the gorgeous grape. Or if you only have one purple, you could just come back in and just go even darker. And then you've got a nice dark centers out of the stencil, ta-da! And then we've got the leaves. So again, you can see, you can just line up the outline to get the right spot. And then we're going to take our pebble path. So I didn't even use green here. I used the gray for my leaves, just like in the other card that I did. So I'm going to use the pebble path for both. So I'm going to try and go fairly light for this part. And you don't want super dark. Now, there are, I don't understand, there's two what I think are flowers. So you could come in with the smaller brush, or you could mask it off with some sticky notes and do those purple. I'm just gonna, since I forgot, let's just stick with the gray. So we've got our leaves, and then we've got the detail of the leaves. So you can see you don't really need stamp to make these. So, you know, if you're budget and you can't buy all of it, but you want to have some fun, the stencils are so much fun and they're very affordable, especially when they're in the last chance for $10. And I bet you, Yolande, you could have, oh, you were already gone. I was going to say you could have a lot of fun with the stencils with your jelly plating. You like it with no outline? Yeah, it is. It's softer with no outline for sure. And I feel like this one, actually quite, well, you'll see. You'll see it with, and then you can, but I do like it too. All right. So we've got our flower. I'm not going to stamp it because, like I said, I think it's quite pretty without. All right. And then there's the die. Like, you could totally fussy cut this, but there's some freestanding leaves if you want, and then the sentiment. So if you have the stamp set, but as you can see, you don't need all these pieces and parts. You can totally get away with some stencils and some fussy cutting. Let me just cut this quickly. Oopsie. It's a little bit off. Okay, so you end up with this beautiful flowers that are easy, dummy proof. Can't really mess those up with the stencils. It's nice. I really enjoy the stencils. I don't know if it's because you can just kind of lose yourself and do it, or why I enjoy it so much. Anyways, I've got a pink background here, and I just realized I forgot to emboss my one piece. So let me quickly emboss this. I need to do it on the big one, so I will do it off camera quickly. When you rush, everything falls. Okay. Now I've got my embossed piece. And I am going to color this with, see, my flowers were darker last time. I wonder if I want to go darker or lighter. We'll start with lighter because we can always go darker. Right? You can't go lighter, but you can go darker. So lots of blending here. Now this I like because you can make your embossed part really pop. You can see these little, is it damask? How do you say it? Damask? They are really popping by adding some ink. Super pretty. Now I'm not worrying about the middle because I'm going to be covering it. I know, covering this pretty pretty pieces. So I've got my bubble bath, and then is this bubble bath or is this pretty in pink? This almost looks like the wrong color. No, it's bubble bath. And then we've got our purple on top here, which I'm going to glue down. Make sure I've got it the right way. I feel like the heavier part, like the more, it's lighter on top and then heavier on the bottom, I think is the way it goes. I don't know for sure, but that's the way I feel like it should. And then I've got, so this is the oval I was talking about, and it happens to have a frame for it as well. So I'm going to glue this down. Right in the center, or about there. Oh, I got stuck here. Piece of the celebrate dot. It's probably stuck to my finger. All right, so we've got that. Now I love this white, and then I started wondering if I should have blender brushed it into the bubble bath. But I don't know, you can tell me. Oh, I don't know. Or maybe I should use gray. Well, we'll see. Anyways, I thought so. I think that the frame goes half on and half off this oval. So I feel like the easiest way to glue it down obviously would have been to have adhesive sheet on the back. But instead, I'm just going to put a fine line of glue right on the edge of this oval here. got a little bit of extra glue, but for the most part, it's good. So if you have some extra glue, what I like to do is I like to take a wet wipe and just gently wipe that extra glue, because our glue dries clear, but it dries tacky, like it doesn't actually dry fully. So then you would have a sticky card. So rather than having stickiness to have to deal with, I like to rub it off. And then we are going to put our flower on top. So that's where I was saying, I don't know if the white should be white here or if it should be blender brushed into a gray or a darker purple, or if I should have used maybe Gorgeous Grape here for the oval. I don't know. Let me know what you think. And then this circle was cut out using the Stylish Shapes dies, which are still current, I believe. I did not see them in the last chance items. So I think they are continuing on, which is great. They are a staple for sentiments. And then I'm going to use this beautiful sentiment, wishing you love and happiness that lasts a lifetime. Actually, this is what I used on my last one. I don't have a lot of weddings. Maybe I should use, well, this could be wishing you love and happiness that lasts a lifetime. Yeah, that's more wedding. Maybe I'll change it up. Hang on. There's I'm here for you always, or you've been on my mind. How about I'm here for you always? I wouldn't mind even like a birthday. Could do hello. I'm gonna hold off. I think I would like, hang on, let me see what the hello, if it fills in my circle enough, or maybe I need a smaller circle. I think I'd need a smaller circle or a bigger hello. Okay, I'm gonna hold off on my sentiment. I'll show you the finished, well, I can show you, I can do the sentiment, but, well, maybe I should do it because then you can see the two differences. So here's the finished one. This one has the stamped image. I think this one is so much softer, less detailed per se, like it doesn't have those, but I think I do like the softness, but I think a smaller, like even a rectangular with the hello would be really pretty. Let's see, door Stylish Shapes dies. Like I could do this. Ouch. Ah! I could do this as a hello. And I think that would be super pretty. You think the white's okay? I just feel like there should be, I don't know, the print, or maybe it's okay. Because the busy, it just feels like the white is wrong. I don't know, but it also ties in the white from the sentiment. So I think it's okay. I just feel like maybe could be something better. I don't know. Although now that I see it on the screen and without the, I think with the stamped part, I do feel like it needs, but then without, I think it's okay. So here we go. 2 different versions. Pretty. I will photograph both of them so you can see and post it. All right, I did promise a sneak peek. So before I do the sneak peek, oh, did you guys figure out what's new out of in here? There's two new items in here. Not that you'll see it in this one. The 2 new items are here. Let me move this over here. Here are the 3 cards for this week. All right, so 2 of the new sneak peeks that I snuck in here is the Wishing You Love and Happiness and the Hello. They are from the Beautiful Motifs. This is a full suite that has 2 stamp sets, I believe. Hang on, I don't know my catalog well enough yet. Where did I put my catalog? There we go. Okay, so I can show you the cover of the catalog. I'm not allowed to show you the inside. This is the new catalog that's going to be coming out in May. And the Beautiful Motifs is, yes, it is a 2 bundle set, and I will show you the rest of it here. Okay, let's move these. I'm going to move these blender brushes so they don't make a mess of anything. And I'm going to move all of this out of the way. Let's move all of these. Okay, so the rest of the Beautiful Motifs. There is, I don't know if you noticed, this embossing folder that I used for this one. It's the Damask Designs embossing folder. It is a new embossing folder. It is part, nope, this isn't the online exclusives. This is out of the new annual catalog. So this is only available for pre-order for demonstrators. It will be available to customers starting in May, like May 6th, I want to say. There is, so there's this, there's this Beautiful Motifs die set that goes with this. And it actually, 3 of these don't cut all the way out, like it pops up. It's really cool. So this is the one bundle, and then the other bundle is, if I can find it, here it is. So this is the other bundle. It's a huge die set. It's these beautiful flowers called Gallery Blooms, and it has a frame. So there's 2 bundles, the embossing folder, this beautiful 6x6 paper, like gorgeous paper. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, love it. You don't even need to like, this is like all you need. You don't even need to stamp or do anything. So there's the paper, and then there's embellishments. Where's the embellishments? Which came, I think they got bumped around. They're very heavy. They do have adhesive dots, so I'm not sure why they all came off, but that's okay. They're still usable. And then there's a ribbon. There's this basic beige, beautiful ribbon. That is one of the big suites. All right, then another suite. Now I'm trying to, I gotta keep track what is from catalog, because it was new online exclusives as well. So it's hard. I get it. It's hard to keep track. Let me show you the 5 new in colors. So there's Darling Duckling. I'll have to do a color comparison like I did last year, because sometimes you're like, oh, this looks like Daffodil Delight, and then, or Crushed Curry, and you put it next to it and it's like, oh no, that's not even close. There's this beautiful Secret Sea. I love this color. It's not quite navy, and it's not Night of Navy. It's its own dark bluey green, I would say. It has a bit of green to it. Then there's Strawberry Slush, which is a returning color from, I can't remember what year. We did have this before, I believe. I think. I can't remember now. I'm pretty sure it was a returning color. Then we have Timid Tiger, which looks a lot like pumpkin pie, but it is not pumpkin pie. And then we have Cloud Cover, which is a cool, now they've had an issue with the ink for Cloud Cover. We have the markers, but they pulled the ink pads because, you know, they have a strict standard as to the color matching, and it wasn't meeting that. So they've pulled it. Hopefully it'll be available when the catalog goes live, but I haven't heard what's happening there. I'm trying to think. I think I have another sweet, oh yes, from the catalog here. I kind of went a little heavy on the flowers just because they were so pretty. This is the Florals in Bloom. Again, it has two bundles. Let me find them. This one and this one. And is it this one? No, it's not this one. Florals in Bloom. This one. Okay, Pretty Florals and Sweet Blooms. Okay, so Sweet Blooms has the Lovely and Bloom, and then cuts out, I believe, these two. This is a 2-step stamp, and then the other bundle has kind of a build, the 2-step build your flowers, and then it has all the cutouts, which is super pretty, and it has the paper. So this is still out of the annual catalog. So we've got these beautiful, like, look at that. Oh, love these colors too. Colors are so pretty. Oh my God, I don't know how, like, oh. This is that new Cloud Cover. I love this color. And then the purples and pinks. And then some more flowers. So pretty. And then that one has embellishments as well. It has these ones. Flat pearls. They're super pretty. Okay. Oh, maybe that's not, is that the right one? Yeah, flat pearls. Okay, so that's, I think those are the 2 sweets I got. There's a cute turtle and all sorts of other ones, but I did not. I was saving, so for the annual catalog, we only get pre-order for certain stuff, not all of it. So I had to pick and choose. I don't think, can't remember if what else was out of this one. I'll have to check as we go. Okay, so for online exclusives, I feel like I got more in the online exclusives. There's Impressions of Bloom. This is a really, more flowers. I know, I kind of questioned myself, but I couldn't. They just were all so pretty. Where is the... I'm not seeing the dice. That's strange. Oh, because I used the dice. No, I did not use the dice. Yes, I did use the dice. Where did I put them? This is where the ovals came from. The Impressions A Bloom Suite, which is an online exclusive. They will be available in May, but they all cut out the beautiful flowers, the stamps, and you can have standalone flowers and leaves. But I really like the ovals. So that was a must. And then the paper is super fun. So you've got the green. Oh, like, look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Oh, I haven't even looked through these papers. So I'm like, oh, this is super pretty. So that's the paper, and then I can't remember, I don't know where my list of online exclusives are. There is, I believe, I can't remember what it could be the strawberry slush, or I don't think it would be that one. I don't remember what goes with this suite. I'll have to figure it out. I'll figure it out for next week. I don't know where my list of online exclusives is. I just kind of pulled it out. There's Sunrise Sailing, which again, I believe is from, I think it's an online exclusive. So this one has a hybrid embossing folder, which means that you can cut out the sailboat and it'll be beautifully embossed. This is a great masculine bundle. Happy retirement, congratulations. So it's got some really fun stuff there. So that one's a bundle. Oh, and then there's one more suite, which is out of the online exclusives. It is called Cheers and Sips or something. That's a really fun one. A little bit different. We're going away from the florals. So you've got your two different glasses that you can play with and all the embellishments for your drinks. And then you've got the dies that go with. Maybe this is where the strawberry slush belongs in this suite. Isn't that fun? I love the colors. And then you've got these glasses that you can cut out with the dies, or you could fussy cut. You could stamp the glass shape and fussy cut, or use the dies. I kind of wish, well, I was wishing that they had done a stamp, like a reversible stamp or whatever for this. But now that I realize we can do a technique with the blocks and do this exact same thing. So maybe we'll do a class with this suite. What do you guys think? I think it'd be fun. And I believe the dies, do they cut these out? Let's see. They do. They're the perfect size to cut them out. So you can have some fun with this one. There's lots of possibilities. I feel like this would be a fun class to do. So those ones you can cut out. Oh, look how pretty. Oh, and that, even the black. Or maybe that secret sea. I don't know, but it sure is pretty. And the flowers, so pretty. Okay, and again, I don't know what embellishments goes with that, but that one's a sweet. And then we've got, now I can't remember if this is out of the catalog or online. What's it called? Notes and Totes. It must be, oh, no, it's out of the annual catalog. Okay, so this one is out of the annual catalog. Let me find the stamp set that goes with it. Okay. So the stamp set is mostly sentiments. And then the dies is where you have all the fun, and you can make totes and notes, as it says. And it's got like water bottle, lotion, and you can tuck it all into, it makes a 3D little tote that you can use. And then it has some wood grain, like just a fun, another non-floral, right? You have to have some, I was so heavy on the floral, I had to get away from it. And then one of my, oops, that's the wrong stamp set. This More Messages. I think this one is out of the online exclusives, but let me make sure. Yes, so this is an online exclusive. It's one stamp. You stamp it all at once. So I'm gonna mass produce these. I'll do some on white paper with black, and I'll do some on black paper with white embossing powder, and have them ready to go, because then you have your one die and it cuts it all out all at once. And then you could keep it in a plastic envelope pouch, and then you have all your sentiments ready to go. So that I love. And then there's, I think this must be an online exclusive, the right words. Stamp set. Oh, no, it's an annual. I need to like sticker code these. This is out of the annual catalog. I believe it's just a stamp set, but lots of really good, hoping the loss you feel right. We just had a funeral, like it just had the words that kind of I wish I had for the cards I was making. But yeah, so this is one of the stamp sets. And what else? It looks like there's a few other things. The Glass and Gardens embossing folders. These are with the Sips and Cheers and Sips suite. So that's part of the suite there. And then this Turtle Textures embossing folder. This is part of the Turtle suite that I don't have, but just a sneak peek of that. And the Pressed Flowers. I think this is part of the Gallery Blooms. I'm not totally sure. I can't remember which suite this is part of. I missed it. It's part of one of the suites. And then this came out of one of the suites as well, but I don't remember which one. Foiled Frames and Labels ephemera pack. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a new ephemera pack. So that's a fun one. And then we've got some, so again, this one is Shades of Green Hexagon. This is part of the Turtle suite, but I just really liked these colors and hexagons. So I got those. And then you saw the Strawberry Slush, which I'm not sure. I'm guessing this goes with the Cheers and Sips, I think. This one, I'm not sure. The Holographic Resin Dots. Let me see if I can find it in here. Let's see, do they list adhesives? No. Embellishments. Let's see. And I'm so excited. There is a washi tape that goes with the one of the sweets. I think it goes with one of the sweets. No, I can't even find these dots in here. It must be from the online exclusives then. I'm not sure. Must be one of the sweets from the online exclusives. And somehow I ended up with 2 of those. And then this one was with that, one of the flower sweets. And there's this gold ribbon, gold striped ribbon as well. I think that one goes with the beautiful motifs one. That one's a big one and beautiful. Big, beautiful sweet. All right, I think, oh, that was all the new pre-order stuff I have. I did happen to go to a Stampin' Up! Event the other night, and I won a door prize. It is the Maritime Moments kit, and I just wanted to open it and show you, because it is one of the newer kits. It's not the latest release, but it is the release before that, so I hadn't seen it before. So like I said, the Maritime Moments kit. And so it has a very cute, it has the lighthouse, sailboat, some birds and plants. It comes with a gray granite, and your it always comes with so if it's a stamp kit, it'll come with a block, it'll come with ink. And these are the cards that you get to make. So it has the boats, pelican. I just thought it would be a nice, some nice masculine cards to have. Anyways, I just wanted to show you. Do you want to see the inside? I don't think there's any. That's the one thing I find, kits, unless you see them in person. Oh, and there are a few kits that are in the last chance items that are really good deals. There's one that is a journal. I actually bought another one for my goddaughter who just went to Australia, and I thought she might like making an album of her trip because it is over half price. It's, let me grab it. The box kind of got squished, but it's this, what's it called? The Scenic Route Travel Journal. It's a really quick and easy journal. It has all the pieces and parts. Like, it's got the full book and all the pages and stickers, and super fun. It's like, I think it's $17 or less. Very reasonable if you're looking for an album for someone. So these are the little, they look like little posts, like scenery, and then the cute envelopes that are all printed. Woo. And then you've got the card bases and some pre-stamped sentiments. Looks like some cutouts. Another card base and some more cutouts. These are embossed. Oh, and then you've got the, the fun pieces. And then it shows you how to put them together. So I just wanted to show that because, you know, sometimes, like, I don't have all the kits. I did show the heirloom kit last week, and so you guys peek at that one. But yeah, sometimes they surprise you, and they have foiling and they're fancier than you think, and it's always fun to see. All right. Hopefully I inspired you to pull out stuff that you might already have. Try the color combination. If you use this color combo and you want to post it, or just post it in the comments for the video, or tag me. I'd love to see what you make. All right. Hopefully you have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next Wednesday. Oh, and happy Easter. All right. Take care. Bye.